Welcome back to our science unit. How are plants and animals like their parents? This is Unit 1, Lesson 3. Grab your science workbook. Turn to the next page in your science workbook. Let's do this page together. We'll start with number 3. Number 3, match each offspring to its parents. Okay, this little cub, which parent goes with the little bear cub? Right, the second one there. Draw your line to match mine. Which parent goes with this little sprout? The only other plant that's shown, that's right. You're doing this with me, right? And which parent goes with this little chimp? Right across from it, that's the parent. All right, let's look at number 4 now. How are plants and animals like their parents? Tell how you know. I'm going to give you time to do this one on your own. So down at the bottom it says they blank. You're going to tell how they are like their parents. I know because blank. That's how you tell how you know. So I'm going to read it to you again. How are plants and animals like their parents? So you're going to tell us how on that line where it says they. You tell how they're alike. And then tell how you know on the line that says I know because. Use best guess spelling. I'm going to give you a minute here, okay? They are like their parents. How? And then tell how you know. I know because. And if you're not finished with that, you have a couple of options. One, you can come back and watch this video again and work on it more when you get to this part. Or two, you can just finish it when you're done with this video. Plant offspring. When young plants grow up, they look like their parents. This young pine tree has needle like its parents, but it may grow up to be taller or shorter. It may have more branches. It will not look exactly like its parents. Plant offspring sorting. All right, remember we did this with animals. Now I'm going to take a baby plant, an offspring. Look at that one. Now, what one does it look like there? It doesn't look exactly like it because this one's older and bigger and has more branches. But definitely, it's a cactus and it belongs with the big cactus. How about that offspring? Which one does it go with? When we look at what's left, we have one that looks like a tree and one that looks like a flower. And you can look at the other little baby plant, the offspring. And I think, yeah, good narrowing it down. That's right, the flower. And our last offspring. And we know that that's going to grow up to be a tree. So look at that baby tree. It looks quite a bit different from the parent, right? Lesson summary. Animals and plants have offspring. The offspring grow up to be adults of their own kind. The offspring look like their parents, but they do not look exactly the same. This is a plant pattern plants and animals show. So now we're going to turn to this page in your science workbook. Let's do it together, okay? Starting with number 2. I'll give you a minute, make sure you're on the right page. Number 2 says, animal offspring. List ways these lion cubs are like their parents. List ways they may grow up to be different. How are these lion cubs the same as their parents? What things do they have similar? Well, their ears are the same shape. Why don't you write that one down? They have 4 big paws. And they have fur. So that's 3 things that are the same. Their ears are the same shape. They have 4 big paws. They have fur. How are these lion cubs different from their parents? What's different about them? Well, the lion cubs are smaller than their parents. For sure, just like when you're born, you're smaller. But when you finish growing, you might be taller. Fur is a different color. Look at how their fur is all different colors. They're not all exactly the same. And the cub's eyes are smaller than the full-grown adult lions. I'm going to give you a minute. Get caught up with me. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Are you ready? Number 3. Plant offspring. List ways this young pine tree is like its parents. List ways it may grow up to be different. All right, let's start with how these young pine trees are the same as their parents. Well, they have the same type of leaves. They have needles, right? What else? What else is the same? Well, they're similar colors. They're green. Their shading might be a little different though. One might be a darker green and one might be a lighter green, right? How are these young pine trees different from their parents? Well, they're definitely smaller, right? and they have more branches. All right, go ahead and get caught up. Actually, it should say they have less branches. Or maybe the adults have more branches, the parents have more branches. That's what maybe you should specify that where I didn't. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to move on. If you're not finished, you have several options. One, you can watch the video again and get the rest of it done then. Two, you can try and finish it when it's over and just use your memory. Okay. I think the best one is to review the video. That helps you at the end of the unit with your testing too. Okay? All right, here we go. Next page. All right, you do have a little homework. One of these will go super quick. The one with the animal pictures on it will be quick. I'm going to read the directions for both pages. You're going to complete these pages before you stop for the day, okay? So the one with the pictures says, number 1, new living things. Match each offspring to its parents. So look at that first offspring. Which one do you think is the parent for that one? Is that one going to grow into be a penguin or an owl or a duck? Now we know it's definitely a type of bird, right? I think clearly one of those other offsprings looks like a penguin and the other one looks more like the owl. So process of elimination, that baby offspring is a duck, okay? So you're going to do that page. And then the other one is a show what you know page, meaning you're doing this to show me what you learned. Draw an animal offspring and its parent. Show one way they are different. Okay. Then draw a plant offspring and its parent and show one way they are different. Okay. So you're going to draw, let's say looking at that other page, you were going to do the duck. You would draw the baby duck and then you would draw a parent duck and then you would point to something and say how it's different than the parent, okay? All right. Can't wait to see you again for more learning. Remember, you can watch this video more than once. I recommend that you do. And don't forget to finish your work.